Namaha. Namaste devotees and Jai Sita Ram. First and foremost, I'd like to wish every single one of you a very, very happy new year and welcome to 2021. Before we commence with our first virtual service for this new year, I ask that you all join together with me as we sing this beautiful bhajan, as we welcome each other for our first service of the new year. Swagat samajjan is mandir ho, bhakti ki swati ki dhar, sundar sumadur gana hamar, ranjana sabnar nar, isha saguna niraguna vinashi, mat pitara ruyar, isha saguna niraguna vinashi, mat pitara ruyar, onam bhai amavasta sadai, onam bhai amavasta sadai, tarha me sansar, swagat sambhajan is samandir ho, bhakti ki swati ki dhar, sundar sumadur gana hamaro, ranjana sabnar nar, tirthamaya yaha budh lagawe, punya yahar parsar, tirthamaya yaha budh lagawe, punya yahar parsar, sangati santana neem chalave, sangati santana neem chalave, shobhan sabhaya bahar, swagat sambhajan is samandir, bhakti ki swati ki dhar, sundar sumadur gana hamaro, ranjana sabnar nar, ranjana sabnar nar, ranjana sabnar nar. At this time, devotees, I ask that we all join together. Take a moment to take a deep breath in and exhale. And as you exhale, slowly straighten your spine. Lift your head up into the air. Relax your forehead and drop your shoulders. Clasp your hands, close your eyes. Take some time to focus on an image of Bhagwan that is most pleasing to you. And join together with me as we chant these opening hymns. Om Purnamana Purnamidam Purnada Purnamadachindi Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyati Ishavasyam Idam Sarvam Yatkincha Jagatyam Jagam Tena Tyatena Punjita Mangrudrakasya Sudhanam Om Sahana Vavatu Sahana Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahe Tejasvinavadi Tamastu Ma Vidvishavahe Hari Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. Now we all join together now, devotees, as we offer prayers and chant the most powerful Gayatri Mantra. Om Nagakshe Varane Devi Akshare Brahmno Vadini Gayatri Jagat Mata Vishwayoni Namostute. Om Bhore Bhuvai Swam Tatsraviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Yo Yo Naham Prachonayat. Om Bhore Bhuvai As we continue on with our prayers for today, devotees, I ask that we all join together now as we offer prayers to that remover and destroyer of all obstacles in our life. As we offer prayers to Lord Ganesh. Om Shri Ganganapate Namaha. Om Jananam Bhudaganadhi Sevitam Kapitajam Palacharam Sham Om Asvatam Shokam Vinashakarakam Namami Vigneshwara Padapangajam Om Vakratunda Mahakaya Suryakoti Samaprabha Nirviganam Kurume Deva Sarvakarishu Sarvada Om Raksha Raksha Ganadhaksha Raksha Trilokya Rakshakan Bhaktanam Bhayam Karta Trata Bhava Bhavaranavar Om Shriman Mahaganadipate Namah Prem Samaganesh Bhagwane Ki Jai. Devotees, as we approach this new year, and for those of us who are returning to school, for everybody in this world, there are different obstacles in our life that we must overcome. So I ask that as we continue to pray, we join together as we sing this beautiful bhajan to Lord Ganesh and ask for any obstacles in our way to be removed. Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha Deva, Mata Jaki Parvati Pita Mahadeva. Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha Deva, Mata Jaki Parvati Pita Mahadeva. As we continue on with our prayers for today, devotees, I ask that we all join together now as we offer obediences to the Universal Mother and that destroyer of all evils in our life. As we offer prayers to Adi Shakti, Durga. Join together now, devotees, as we offer prayers to the most influential beings in our life. As we offer prayers to the Navgraha. Sanskrit is known as Ravivar. Ravi translates to sun. So sun, Ravivar, day, Sunday. Today is Sunday. So as we continue to offer our prayers, devotees, we offer prayers to that God in the form of the sun, Suni Narayana.
Surya
all join together now as we offer prayers to that sustainer of all things dharmic, all things righteous in this universe. As we offer prayers in obedience to the Lord Vishnu. Om Shri Vishnu At this point, devotees, I ask that we all join together now as we offer prayers and obediences to that universal Father and that universal Guru. As we offer prayers to that destroy all evils in this universe and in our lives. As we offer prayers to Lord Shiva. Devotees, for those of you who have a lingam and wish to perform your puja to lingam, you can do so at this time as we chant this beautiful bhajan dedicated to Lord Shiva and the Shiva Lingam. Yajna vinashana lingam tat pranamami sada Shiva lingam tat pranamami sada Shiva lingam chandana lepita lingam pankajahara sushobhita lingam sanchita papa vinashana lingam tat pranamami sada Shiva lingam tat pranamami sada Shiva lingam devaganarchita sevita lingam bhaveta bhakti kireva cha lingam dinakara koti prabhakara lingam tat pranamami sada Shiva lingam tat pranamami sada Shiva lingam ashtadaro parivishtina lingam sarvasamula bhavakarana lingam ashtadharindra vinashita lingam tat pranamami sada Shiva lingam tat pranamami sada Shiva lingam suramo suravara pujita lingam suravana pushpa sadharachita lingam paramatmaka lingam tat pranamami sada Shiva lingam tat pranamami sada Shiva lingam tat pranamami sada Shiva lingam Lingashtakam niram punyam yahapate Shiva sannidham Shivalokamavatmoti Shivena saham vajati Devotees, we offer this next prayer for all those suffering from various illnesses, diseases, injuries, and ailments. We ask that they have a fast, speedy, and full recovery. We also offer a prayer for those transitioning from this world to the next. May their passage be a smooth and tranquil. Om Ayambakam Yajameh Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiv Bandhanat Mrityurmukshyo Mavrutat Om Trayambakam Yajameh Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiv Bandhanat Mrityurmukshyo Mavrutat Om Trayambakam Yajameh Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiv Bandhanat Mrityurmukshyo Mavrutat Om Ganganapate Namaha Om Kartikeya Namaha Om Nandishwaraya Namaha Om Vasuki Namaha Om Shri Sadashivaya Namaha Prem se Bolo Shiva Shankar Bhagwan ki jai. Devotees, for all of us who have a guru, we take some time to offer a prayer to our guru. If not, then I ask that we all join together and take Lord Shiva or Mother Durga in our mind as the universal gurus as we chant together. Om Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Deo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Prem se Guru Gurudev ki jai. I apologize for that, devotees. I hit the wrong button. But to continue on from about 2 weeks ago, the last time we had our virtual Sunday morning satsang, we were reading through the Bhagavad Gita, and we had just finished chapter 9. And in chapter 9, it was a lot of Lord Krishna telling Arjuna a lot of ways that we can be freed from the bondage of this material world. He says in these last few shlokas of verses 27 and 28 of chapter 9 of the Srimad Bhagavad Gita. I'm sorry, 33 and 34 of the Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Chapter 9. Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama. Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama. Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama. Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama. Kim Punarabhamana Punya Bhakta Raja Sayastana Anityam Asukam Lokam Imam Prabhyam Bhaja Swama Manmanam Bhavamanmukto Anyajimam Namatsu Mam Evasya Evam Atmanam Atpararayana Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama. Bhagwan Shri Krishna tells Arjuna that always absorb your mind in me, become mine, Bhakta, worship me, and offer obediences unto me. In this way, with mind and body fully surrendered in my service, you will certainly achieve me. Now the question that I have for all of you is, how often are we so engrossed in something? How often are we so dedicated to something that our mind, our body, and soul is absorbed into it? We see it sometimes in some people when they do their jobs, and once they leave their job, what do they continue to do? Their jobs. They still continue to do their jobs. What do we call those people? We call them workaholics. I think for my generation, we always make fun of our parents in the sense that we say that they're so dedicated to their jobs, they continue to do their jobs all the time, that when they retire, they're never going to be able to retire, because that's what they're focused on. But if you think about what the current generation before us has done, is that they've worked hard and paved a road so that they can live happily and healthily after they're done working, but so they can also continue to support their family. Because isn't that not why they came over? To get a better life? To have a better life for their family as well? And so being absorbed is going to be very difficult. Being focused on that one task is going to be very difficult. It's not something that's very easy. But as we continue on, Bhagwan Shri Krishna moves into chapter 10. And in chapter 10, he starts off by telling Arjuna very specifically, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, 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 Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama. Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Oya Eva Mahabahu, Sruve Paramam Vachaha, Yatyaham Preyamanaya, Vaksyami Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama. Bhagwan Shri Krishna tells Arjuna, O Mahabahu, again, hear my instructions, which are superior to what I have spoken previously. Desiring your ultimate welfare, I shall reveal this knowledge to you because of the love you have for me. So, digging into that just really quickly before I explain what exactly Bhagwan Shri Krishna is going to tell Arjuna. He says that these instructions that I am about to give you are superior to what I have spoken before. They're superior to what I've spoken before. They have more meaning in life. They have more influence. I will reveal this knowledge to you because of the love that you have for me. So this is not knowledge that Bhagwan Shri Krishna is just going to give to anyone. He's giving it to Arjuna because he knows that Arjuna is very, very dedicated and devoted to him. dedicated and devoted to the words that are coming out from his mouth. He's listening to everything, absorbing everything, and asking relevant questions. So he says, I'm going to give you this specific advice. He goes on to say in verses 2 and 3 of chapter 10 of the Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavan Shri Krishna goes on to tell Arjuna, I am the original cause in every respect of all the devas and the Maharishis, even though they do not know the tattva of my glorious appearance in this mundane world. He alone who knows me as unborn, beginningless, and as Maheshwara, the supreme controller of all works, is free from illusion among mortals and freed from all sins. So I am the original cause. In chapter 9, Bhagavan Shri Krishna mentioned, where are we? What world do we live in? We live in a Maya, but that Maya exists within Bhagavan Shri Krishna. So everything in this world is Bhagavan Shri Krishna. But he says, I am the original cause, and in every respect of all the devas and the Maharishis, even though they do not know my tattva, my glorious appearance in this mundane world. So I am the original cause of everything. I am the beginning. I am the end. I'm the leaves that fall off the trees. I'm the grass that grows in the ground. I'm the sun that grows the plants. That helps you get that tan that you need every week, whoever knows. He alone who knows me as unborn, beginningless, and as Maheshwara, the supreme controller of all worlds, is free from illusion among mortals and free from all sins. So knows me as unborn, beginningless. We always ask the question, where is Bhagwan? And sometimes we get the response, oh, well, you know, my beloved one has passed away and they've gone up to heaven to be with Bhagwan. And we say that, and it's a very comforting measure, but it's also something that we need to recognize in the fact that Bhagwan is here too. It's not until we leave this world that we get to be with Bhagwan, because at all points in time we are with Bhagwan. At all points in life we are here with Bhagwan Shri Krishna. He is unborn, he's beginningless, he's infinite. And so when you ask a child, when you ask a teenager, and when you ask an adult, picture God in your mind. We have an idea of what we think God looks like, of what Bhagwan looks like. We have some physical descriptions, things mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita and the Mahabharata and the Vishnu Puran and everything that talks about what the form of Vishnu looks like on this world. But what does Bhagwan look like truly? In the Puranas it dictates that Bhagwan has many faces, infinite number of faces, the infinite number of eyes, infinite number of nose, arms, hands, legs. Bhagwan is infinite. Bhagwan is not something that we can fathom in our mind. Can you fathom infinite? Absolutely not. So if you understand that Bhagwan Shri Krishna is the unborn, he's beginningless, he's endless, he's Maheshwara, and he's the supreme controller of all worlds, is free from illusion, that person is free from illusion among mortals and freed from all sins. There are times where we stop believing this. There are times when we stop believing this. I can give you a great example. There are times when our faith gets tested. Something happens to us. We get into a car crash. We may lose our job. We get sick. We lose some finances. These things in this material world affect our temperament and our attitude. And when our attitude and temperament get affected, what happens to our minds? We start to forget things. We forget what's in this world. We forget what this world is made of. We forget where we reside, where we exist. And so in some senses, even though we have this knowledge, remember he said this is a superior knowledge. Even though we have this knowledge, we don't always remember it. We don't always fathom it. We don't always think about it. He goes on to say a little bit more about this knowledge, this intelligence. Bhagavan Shri Krishna tells Arjuna, after letting him know this confidential knowledge, about him being the universe, he says, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Buddhijnanam Asammoham, Sama Satyam Dhamma Sama, Sukman Bhavo Bhavo, Bhayam Jam Bhayam Devaja, Ahimsa Samada Jyotis, Naponanam Yaso Yasa, Avantim Bhavamudanam, Matta Eva Vratam Vidham, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam. In verses 4 and 5, Bhagavan Shri Krishna tells Arjuna, intelligence, knowledge, freedom from anxiety, tolerance, truthfulness, control of the senses, control of the mind, happiness, distress, birth, death, fear, fearlessness, non-violence, equanimity, satisfaction, austerity, charity, fame, and criticism, all these diverse qualities of the living being originate from me. All of these. So where do our emotions come from? They come from Bhagwan. Everything that we have in this world comes from Bhagwan. And because there's material things in this world that make us tend to feel these things. Intelligence and knowledge. We read the books. We tend to take the time to understand. Freedom from anxiety. Sitting down, performing yoga. Meditation helps you relieve anxiety. Tolerance, understanding. Remember, tolerance is very important. This is something that comes from Bhagwan too. For those who lack tolerance, those are the ones that are drifting away from Bhagwan. Tolerance, understanding that everybody is equal. Everything that we do should be tolerated. Truthfulness, being truthful to oneself. Controlling your senses and controlling your mind. Not eating all of that food that's in front of you if you made that New Year's resolution. Controlling your mind and your senses. Not having to speak out in every single situation, but taking the time to think. Happiness and distress. Both two opposite things. Birth and death, again, opposites. Fear and fearlessness, opposites. Non-violence, equanimity, satisfaction, austerity, charity, fame, and criticism. Everything that we have in this world originates from Bhagwan. Everything that we have originates from Bhagwan. I want you to take some time, devotees, when you get a chance this week, to go read and look at chapter 10, verse 5 of the Srimad Bhagavad Gita. And I want you to write each one of these words down. Each one of the words that's mentioned in there. And I want you to write down how each one of these things is something that you are granted in life. It's something that you see in life. For me, if I say fear, and I write down something that I'm afraid of course I'm going to write down the word snakes. I'm terrified of snakes. Absolutely terrified of them. If I see one, I'm going to scream and probably run away. I don't know how I'm going to take care of one if there's one that's around the house or something, but I'm terrified of snakes. But fearlessness, what am I not afraid of? What am I not afraid of? It's a great question. What am I not afraid of? I'm trying to look around the room and say what I'm not afraid of. I'm not afraid of cave diving. I love cave diving. Serena and I went and we cave dove once before. I had absolutely no fears. It was exhilarating, right? So I'm not scared of that. But I want you to take some time to write each one of these things down and say, what's something that gives me this quality? What's something that gives me intelligence, knowledge, fear, fearlessness? And then see how that originates in this material world. And understand that everything that affects these qualities is a material feature that was created by Bhagwan. Bhagwan Shri Krishna goes on to state even further to Arjuna. And verses 6 and 7. Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Maharasaya Sabdam Urve, Satmaruman The 7 Maharishis, such as Marichi, before them the 4 Brahmarishis, and the 14 Manus, are all born from my form of Hiranyagarbha, through my mind. This human race has been populated with their progeny or disciples, such as Brahmins, Kshatriyas, Shudras, every single being. He who knows in truth all my vibhutis and principle of bhakti yoga, devotional yoga, is endowed with unwavering tattva jnana of me. Of this there is no doubt. So everything in this world, our emotions, our feelings, all the physical items in this world that develop those emotions, all the people, their lineage, is a product of Bhagwan. If you knew this truth, if you were endowed with bhakti yoga, that devotional yoga, an unwavering of me, you will attain me. He who knows my truth and the principle of bhakti yoga is endowed with unwavering tattva jnana of me. What do we call somebody who is unwavered, who is dedicated to a cause, and has truth and knowledge of a subject? At work, at the hospital, when we're making a project, we try to pull on people who know that topic very well. And what do we call those people? We call them subject matter experts. So what he's saying here, what Bhagwan Shri Krishna is saying here, is if you understand that I'm everything in this world, I'm everything around you, I'm everything inside of you, I'm all the thoughts, I'm all the emotions, you will become the subject matter expert of Bhagwan. People will turn to you to ask you questions, to get answers, and to understand that subject a little bit better. And that's a good thing, because now you're knowledgeable and you're educating those people. But when you become a subject matter expert, it just means that you know the topic so well that if you needed to attain that goal, you could do it successfully. Great example again, if I'm at work and I have a case that I'm looking at that involves some sort of cardiac surgery, of course, I'm going to call in a thoracic cardiac surgeon or specialist. Why is that? They're the subject matter experts. They dedicated their life to learning that information and being wholeheartedly dedicated to that information. And for them to be able to perform the surgery successfully, they have to remain dedicated. They have to remain dedicated to all their causes. So if you want to attain, at the very end, what Bhagwan Shri Krishna is saying is, if you want to attain me in the end, if you want to have my jnana, my wisdom, my truth, you have to be devoted. You have to know that I am here, I am there, I am everywhere. I'm in everything that you touch, I'm in everything you consume. I'm in everything that you think as well. We end with today in verses 8 and 9, in which Bhagwan Shri Krishna tells Arjuna, source of both mundane and spiritual worlds. Everything emanates from me. The wise who know this well engage in my bhajana with power in their hearts. Those whose minds are all absorbed in me, whose lives are wholeheartedly devoted to my service, derive great satisfaction and bliss from my constantly enlightening one another about my tattva and performing my kirtana of my name, rupa, guna, and leelas. So he is everything, he's everywhere. And we cannot stress this enough. He says that this knowledge, at the very beginning of chapter 10, this knowledge that I'm providing you is superior to everything. And in order to make sure that Arjuna understands that, Bhagavan Shri Krishna has to tell him over and over and over again, this is what it means, this is what it means. I am here, I am there, I am everywhere. I'm in every being that you talk to, I'm in everything that you touch. So remember that the next time you approach somebody, we say this all the time, every time you approach someone, you go to talk to someone, if you have hatred in your heart, malice, spite, my ask of you is to stop the conversation before it even happens. Because a conversation led with those emotions leads to a negative outcome every single time. It'll get worse before it gets better. It will get worse before it gets better. Understand that if you're going to talk to someone, I want you to approach it like, I'm going to go talk to them with the understanding that God is standing right there beside me. And see what they have to say. Even if you have an opinion and you feel you're right about your opinion, whether it be right or wrong, still approach with a level head. Bhagavan Shri Krishna ends with saying, upon those who perform bhajana to me with love, yearning for my eternal association, I bestow a piece of something that we will find out about again next Sunday during our regular virtual Sunday morning satsang. Prem se Bolo Krishna Chandra Bhagavan ki Jai. Devotees, before we conclude with our final prayers and our final announcements for today, we will have one more bhajan, and then we will close. For those of you who know this bhajan, I ask that you join together with me. I know it's a lot of favorites in terms of Lord Krishna songs, so for those of you who know it, I ask that you please join together with me as we sing this very beautiful bhajan in dedication of Bhagavan Shri Krishna. सबसे ऊंची प्रेम सदा, सबसे ऊंची प्रेम सदा, सबसे ऊंची प्रेम सदा, सबसे ऊंची प्रेम सदा। दुनिया धन को मेवा त्यागो, दुनिया धन को मेवा त्यागो, सांग विधुर और माई, सबसे ऊंची प्रेम सजाए, सबसे ऊंची प्रेम सजाए। ज्योति कलश भरी के गाए, ज्योति कलश भरी के गाए, महु में भी प्रेम बन गाए, सबसे ऊंची प्रेम सजाए, सबसे ऊंची प्रेम सजाए। प्रेम की बस अर्जुन व्रता क्यों, प्रेम की बस अर्जुन व्रता क्यों, मोन गाए चतुराई, सबसे ऊंची प्रेम सजाए, सबसे ऊंची प्रेम सजाए। ऐसी प्रीत भरी वृंदावन, ऐसी प्रीत भरी वृंदावन, गोपिन नाच नचाए, सबसे ऊंची प्रेम सजाए, सबसे ऊंची प्रेम सजाए। सूर गुण सिलायक नाही, सूर गुण सिलायक नाही, कहलन भरन भराए, सबसे ऊंची प्रेम सजाए, 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 सबसे ऊंची प्रेम सजाए। At this time, devotees, I ask that you all join together with me. Go ahead and take some time to relax, drop your shoulders. Make sure that the forehead is not wrinkled. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, straighten your spine. Lift your chin, lift your head up, look straight. Clasp your hands and close your eyes. And focus on the form of Bhagwan that is most pleasing to you. Remain relaxed and join together with me as we chant these words. भगवान की जय। प्रेम से बोलो आदि शक्ति दुर्गा माता की जय। प्रेम से बोलो विष्णु भगवान की जय। प्रेम से बोलो शिव शंकर भगवान की जय। प्रेम से बोलो शिव शक्ति मंदिर की जय। प्रेम से बोलो सनातन धर्म की जय। Devotees, with this we have come to the end of our regular Sunday morning service, and I'd like to thank each and every one of you for being here today. To start off with, we are entering 2021, so Happy New Year to all on behalf of the Mandir, Shiv Shakti Mandir, the executive board. On behalf of myself, my wife Serena, and my entire family, the president as well, we want to wish you all a very, very happy New Year. To start off with, we want to make sure that we all understand that the vaccine for coronavirus is now being rolled out. COVID is still spreading each and every day. As I get reports from my hospital on a daily basis, because we get a COVID count, the numbers are going up steadily, and the fact that they're going up and the fact that we're running out of room is causing us to be in dire situations, and that's for all hospitals, not just here in Georgia, but across the world and across the United States. So I urge you to be cautious. Now that the vaccine is here, remember that there's two different types of vaccines. There's the Moderna and the Pfizer vaccine. Both vaccines require 2 doses within different time periods of each other. I know for a fact that the Moderna one requires a 28-day lapse before you get the next dose. So remember to follow up appropriately with your providers, work with them instead of against them, to make sure that if you were getting this vaccine, you're doing it in a very timely manner, and make sure that when you're going out to get this vaccine that you are staying safe and following all safety protocols. I want you to know, and I want you to understand, just as from a medical standpoint, I'm going to let you know this right now. When you receive the vaccine, the moment you receive it does not make you immune to COVID-19. It does not make you immune. The first vaccine gets you up to 50%. The second vaccine gets you up to 95%. But even after you get the vaccine, there's a 10 to 14 day period until it takes full effect. So just because you have a vaccine does not mean you are immune to COVID-19 at all. So please stay safe out there. And please continue to wear your mask, social distance, and keep safe as we begin our 2021. We do want to wish a few members of our community a very happy birthday. To start off with, it's always wonderful for me to know that there are the folks that are within, I could say my generation. I don't know, I feel like I'm older than them, which I kind of am, but I'm going to stay young nonetheless. And getting to watch them grow up and see them come into the Mandir and just be the wonderful people that they are. So first off, we'd like to wish Priya a very happy birthday. Priya is the daughter of Sister Tiffany, who celebrated her birthday on the 28th. Happy birthday to you, Priya. And we also want to wish Shane a very happy birthday. Shane celebrated his birthday yesterday. I want to say he's my generation and younger than me, but if you look at him and you put him right next to me, he looks like my older brother. So he's been a wonderful person to get to know over the years. I'm glad to grow up with him because he's like he is a family member to me. So very happy birthday to you. In realms of birthdays for family members too, I also want to wish my Hemo Pupa all the way over in Texas a very happy birthday today as well. Always a delightful person to be around. No matter what, whenever you see him, he always has a calm demeanor. He's always very kind, and he always puts a smile on your face. So to you, Hemo Pupa, a very, very happy birthday. Devotees, with that, I have no other announcements. The only thing I do want to apologize for is the way the background looks right now. The reason we didn't have service last week is Serena and I actually just purchased our first home and we moved in. So we're still trying to get things settled and together. I hope that over the course of the next few weeks, as we continue to perform our virtual service, the background will look a little bit better and it'll be a little less dreary looking. But as we try to get settled into the new home, we'll get things decorated very slowly. I also want to say Jai Sita Ram to those who are chatting with us. So Auntie Zandra, Jai Sita Ram, and to Gita, as well as your parents and your brother, Jai Sita Ram, to all of you as well. Devotees, I hope you have a wonderful, safe, happy, and healthy week. I will speak to you all again this coming Sunday for our next virtual Sunday morning satsang at 10 a.m. Jai Sita Ram, everybody.